Hi guys, and welcome back to Heart Through Humility. My name's Audra, and I'm joined with my husband. Yay!
What's up?
So, are you ready for today's episode? It may get tense, y'all. You never know.
We're going to find out.
So the episode is Gloves Are Off. Now, it's not like us fighting each other.
Arguments,
yes.
Arguments in marriage.
Yes. Sometimes they can be okay, and sometimes they can get worse.
Heavy.
Heavy?
Yeah.
Yes. So first thing we'll talk about, arguments are not normal.
Well, no, I guess they are.
They can be normal, but they're also not healthy either. They can be, I guess it just depends on if we're taking jabs at each other. And I know everybody does. I know we do. We still do.
Well,
we're working on it.
Arguments are normal.
Mm-hmm.
Even in a healthy marriage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of it, I guess.
That's true. We just got to take into consideration, like, are we fighting each other? Or are we fighting, I guess, like
against
the argument?
Other.
Yeah. Sometimes we use words as weapons, and words are very hurtful. It could be the tiniest thing, and it can cut down to somebody's soul, like, very badly. You just got to be mindful and kind of remind yourself, hey, wait, would I be hurt if they told me that? I mean, how do you think?
Well, I mean, like you said, words can be hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
And even in our experience,
yes,
maybe words that I don't mean to say could come out way wrong, or you could take them wrong, and it just spirals out of control after that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, arguments are normal. We try to avoid them, but there are times when life may hit us, and sometimes
I know there's times. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, that's one of the problems here. That's what causes the arguments. I know there are times that when we argue, I shut down instead of actually. It's almost like I'm running away.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and I think I do that to kind of calm down, take a breather, and then maybe sometimes I won't even circle back around. I just kind of like put it on the back burner. We're like, we'll talk about it later.
Well, you say
I know I shouldn't, but I do.
You say walk away.
Yes.
I mean, there's been times where I do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it may get too intense and maybe get to the point where I'm like, man, I need to step away.
Yeah.
Take a breather.
I think it's because we know each other. And I know when I get angry, I start yelling. I get loud.
You get loud.
I get very loud. I try to like overtalk him and tell him, hey, this is what's happening. This is how I feel. Instead of talking to him like a simple conversation like we're having now. Like,
mm-hmm.
Hey, this really bothered me when you said this or when you did that. Which I know that was one of our lessons in Reengage. Right. And I kind of feel like we kind of took that step back since that class was done. But I think we just need to keep reminding ourselves every day, hey, hold up, take a step back, think before you speak. And he tells me this all the time, think before you speak. And me, I'm so heated in the moment that he's being mean to me, so I'm going to be mean to him back. Right. And that's just like taking jabs, and we should not do that.
I even tell the kids that,
mm-hmm.
Once it comes out your mouth, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out in the air.
You meant it.
You meant it. Maybe not mean it, but you can't take it back.
Yeah.
Once it's out there.
Mm-hmm. That's just something we have to work on, though.
So you said arguments, normal in a marriage.
Yes. I guess it depends on how you argue.
Right. Yeah.
Are you arguing with God in the center of this argument? Or are you arguing with your pride?
I'm arguing with you.
Well, obviously, this guy. No, because I feel like the only way, and this is just my opinion, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I feel like when we argue with our spouse, in reality, nobody has God in the center of that argument because they want to be proven right. They want to win that argument. And I wrote this down. Even though you win an argument, you're you don't really win the
Mhm,
argument. You lose
Oh, that's good. That's
the
good.
whole argument
Well, like you
at
said,
the end of
when
the day,
you
because you lose a peace between you and your spouse.
right,
That kind of say we argued, it's kind of like I'm losing that safe place.
hmm
Like, oh, he said this to hurt me, so I'm not going to say that no more. I'm not going to tell him nothing. You kind of like, that's when you shut down. That's when I do. I kind of shut down. I'm like, no.
right.
And I thought I had wrote that down. I should have brought my photo, but I didn't.
I mean, you got a point. Yeah. So don't let pride win, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's got
That's
to
what you're
be.
winning, is your pride. You're not letting God in the center of that argument.
That's probably always been my biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It really has.
I mean, and I don't know. I can't answer for every man, but at least for me, it's not so much that I wanted to be right, but maybe I just wanted to be heard, or maybe have the final say.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm a fighter, you guys. I don't let him have that final
yeah,
say.
it's never
It's back and forth.
never been beneficial.
Yeah. I mean, it's not funny. I mean,
right,
it's funny now, but I think because we're working on it.
right. Well,
But that's just something you got to go in, you know. Yeah, there's going to be arguments, but like I said earlier, you got to take a break and be like, hold on, am I showing my spouse grace? Am I showing him like he's okay? It's okay to be vulnerable. Like, you have to take that into consideration when you're arguing. Yeah, it's an extra step, but that one little tiny extra step to take that pause and be like, hold on, where's God in this fight? Like, is he here with me? Do I need to show him grace? I need to show companionship. I need to be vulnerable. He needs to be able to be vulnerable with you as well. Because once you lose that, there's no getting that back. Like, I mean, unless you go to counseling or whatever, but I feel once you lose that safe place, where you can be vulnerable with your spouse, then that's when the problems, they build.
I would agree.
It's like a big old wall that you just continue to be like, oh, well, this argument, remember, he said this, so our next argument, I'm going to be even meaner to him. And that's not how it should be. You should always hold on. How is he going to take this? Is he going to take it this way? You always got to take that into consideration. Think about it. Think before you speak.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Think before you speak. And he tells me this all the time, because when I'm mad, like we're in an argument and I get mad because when he takes a jab and I'm taking it the wrong way, I get a little mean. Just a little. Just a little.
She's working on it.
Yes, I am. But you gotta just take that step back and be like, even if you tell him, hey, give me a minute, let's just take our little break for a second. You go run to the store, or even you just take a walk around the block, or even go sit in the bathroom just to breathe.
That's one of the things I wanted to touch on today. As hard as it may be,
Mm-hmm.
if you feel an argument coming on, or even during the middle of an argument, you both stop. Say, hey, let's take a break. Let's take a breather. Let's pray about it individually, and then come back. I think after you pray about it, it's going to change your mind and your heart, and quite possibly the way that you speak.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't always done that.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's a work in progress, just like anything else. But it can be beneficial. I think when you pray about it, it's going to change everything. Like I said, change your mind, change your heart. Maybe reflect on some of the things, or even the reason why you're fighting. Like, what's the point? Is it something that detrimental or that important to be arguing about?
Yeah.
I'd say 8 times out of 10, it's probably not. It's probably something selfish, something pitiful, The other thing is when you aren't possibly in the right mind, you're in an argument with your spouse. You're not necessarily either focusing on God, or God is not in the center at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Who may be working on you at that time? The devil? The enemy?
Yep.
the
Never thought of it that way.
the world,
Mm-hmm.
maybe something you dealt with that day, anything, life in general.
Built up stress.
Yeah, definitely stress.
And you're just letting it out on the
Yep.
wrong person.
So we can't let the enemy divide our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be very easy to do. It's happened.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Like I said, you get to the point where you guys are arguing, stop, take a breather, and just come back to it.
Yeah. I mean, don't take a breather and be like, start thinking about, oh, I'm going to say this.
Right.
I'm going to get this person back. Like, you can't use that break as a weapon. You can't go and think about what's the next thing you're going to say, because I used to do that. I used to do that all the time. I would walk away. Sometimes I would just leave, and then I would come back and, oh man, it was like World War 17 in this house. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But I've learned that that's not how it should be, because the only thing it's doing is hurting you, your marriage, and not only us as a marriage couple, but your family. Like your kids, if they're around, like they see that, they're going to expect that when they get older. And that's not what you want for your family. I'm 100% sure that's not what I want.
Right.
Yeah, you want to show your kids it's okay to have arguments and disagreements, but it's not okay to let your pride and your selfishness like win that war against you and your spouse. You shouldn't be fighting your spouse like that with words, because words are very hurtful. Words cut deeper. Mm-hmm. I feel, especially if you like keep picking at that bear, you're gonna get a bear.
Yeah. It's normally
crazy.
Usually what it turns into, something worse, something that should have never been there in the first place.
Yeah. So you got to remember, your spouse is not your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. You said that comment earlier. Who's really arguing when God's not in the center of it? Pride, you said the enemy.
Right.
Never thought of it like that. I always thought instantly pride. Like, I want to win this argument. I'm going to prove you wrong.
Right. But like I said, you get to that point where you're going back and forth. You're going back and forth with each other with nobody else in mind. Mm-hmm. Obviously, God's not there because he wants you to mind your tongue, right? Yeah. So when you're arguing, that's more than likely you're not thinking about him.
Yeah.
Or what he wants for you to do or say.
Now I'm going to bring this up. Yeah. So everybody knows that we had split a while back, and it started with an argument. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to throw you under the bus here, but I'm going to throw you under the bus. I just won't reverse. He made a comment saying he was done. And like I said, it's the little things that when you say when you're angry, when you don't mean to say them, but you say them, like you said earlier, once they're said, you can't take them back.
Right.
So once he said that, I was like, cool, we're done. And that's what led up to us almost divorcing.
Well, I mean, not just that one sentence, but there was a bunch.
Oh, no, there was a bunch said that night, but it was that once I heard those words, I was like, okay.
So with that being said, you'd mentioned something about stress mm-hmm. in life in general and getting in the way.
Yeah.
Then, back then, I wasn't focused on God, for one. And I allowed the enemy, the world, stress, life, I let all that influence the way that I thought and the way that I did things. And a lot of it maybe just built up. Yeah. I finally exploded.
Bringing the world into what's supposed to be your safe place.
Right.
The outside world into the inside world.
Well, just the influences mm-hmm. and not the good influences.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I try to push it to the back as far as not bringing the world in to my home. Trying to keep a lot of the negativity outside the house, right? Outside of our marriage. And it's hard to do, especially with everything that's going on nowadays. Every little thing,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's political, not political, maybe people you work with, or just a simple day
Just the
that
world
you
in
have.
general.
Yeah, just the world in general. It's hard to keep the negativity out. I think we stop, pray about it, and actually get into the Word and actually do what the Word tells us to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that can make a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. I still struggle with that to this day. By no means am I perfect.
No, nobody is.
Yeah.
So how many of y'all, when y'all fight with your spouse, do y'all like hash it out? Do y'all, this is just a question. You can answer it, not comment, whatever. Do y'all go to bed angry?
Ooh.
Because I hate when we have our disagreements and we go to bed angry.
Mhm.
Like there's times where we won't talk. Like I said, that's when we're in that little disagreement, and it could be the tiniest thing, but we take it to like another level.
Yeah.
To where we're like, you know what? I'm not talking to you no more. And we literally walk past each other in the hallway like,
Random strangers.
yeah, like, who are you? And that's one thing, like, I'm going to stress on this. Like, that's one thing you can never do. Yeah, I get you have disagreements, but don't go to bed angry. Even if it's y'all aren't talking, still lean over like, hey, I love you. I still love you. Remember, we love each other. Remember, like, that's something you always need to continue to do, because once the devil has a hold on that one little argument, it's like you're playing tug of war with him. And that, I mean, you pray about it, you talk to Jesus about it, then hey, you're gonna win that war.
Yeah.
But don't go to bed angry, because you don't want to have your sacred covenant with your husband, that area, like tamed with negativity and bitterness and silence and cold, and that's something you don't want. So if any of you guys do have your arguments and you still go to bed mad, try to switch it up. Yeah, you're gonna be mad, but like I said, just lean over like, hey, we still love each other. Like, remind your spouse we still love each other. Like, that's something I want y'all to do. Remind your spouse.
Yeah, you've done that
during arguments. What?
a few times.
What?
We may be in the heat of the moment,
Oh.
and you're like, hey, I still love you.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
that's something you have
too.
to do. Like, you can't have, that is your covenant spot with your spouse that God gave us. Like, that is something you need to protect, guard with your life. Like, in my opinion, that's how I feel.
Let me ask you this. What I said earlier was, if you're in the middle of an argument, you may be 5 minutes into the argument, 10 minutes, whatever. You both come to an agreement and say, hey, let's stop. You go your way, I go my way. I pray, you pray. Sit there for a minute, come back, and then kind of figure out where we're at, where this argument's leading.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, with that being said, you think that would keep you from going to bed not angry at each other if you actually stopped and prayed about it?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think so, too. So I think
Because
that
then
would
you're inviting God, hey, come fight with me, God. Like,
Right.
I need you in my marriage.
inviting God, and then, like I mentioned earlier, switching up the way that you're thinking, at least at that moment. Hey, what am I fighting for?
Mm-hmm.
This is ridiculous.
Or, now, this may be kind of catchy for some people, I don't know. In the middle of an argument, like, hey, you know what? Let's pray about this. Hold on, before words get, hurtful and
Talk about
spiteful.
Pray together.
Yeah, like, hold up. Before you yell at me, we're going to pray. Don't ask them, like, force your spouse, hey, let's pray about this. Let's not do this, because then what's going to happen next if you don't? Words are going to be said. Feelings are going to be hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just goes, it's like a domino effect.
snowball effect.
Yes,
Just
Domino.
goes and goes.
This
and
guy.
Yes. We got to remember we're on the same team, right?
Yeah.
Marriage isn't me versus you.
Correct.
Right? It's us versus the problem. And I think a lot of the times, like you said, you get, what was the word? I can't even think of the word now. Pride.
It's not listening to me.
You get to that point where it's prideful. I want to win this fight.
Right.
But then you're like, you're not going to win.
What are you winning?
You're winning, but you're not winning, right? So that's something to think about. It's not me versus you. It's you and I against everything else.
You may win that one argument, but it's this argument, but you're losing this much.
Right.
The trust, the security, the peace of mind, with your spouse. That's a big gap compared to this little gap to this gap. And that's a big gap that you don't want to lose.
And I may be sleeping on the couch. I'd lose my bed.
No. We have to protect our sacred place over there.
It is hard to do. You know, like I said earlier, we're not perfect. We have our arguments just like anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
We were arguing just last week.
Yeah.
Last weekend we were arguing, and
you gotta bring that up.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Hey,
done with
this is real conversation. We argued last weekend, and it was...
I don't remember.
Of course he doesn't. This is why we argue. No, really, guys, like, we did have an argument last week, and it was exactly how I said it. We walked past each other in the hallway, and then when we decided to talk about it, it was World War III in that room. I mean, we didn't argue for the kids. We actually went to the room, and we talked about we didn't talk. I was trying to over-talk him, and I did that, and don't make that face. Do you see what I'm doing?
I mean,
yeah. We didn't have God in that argument, but I think us kind of going our separate ways and taking that break kind of helped us. You went somewhere and I just kind of stayed here and did my thing, and then we came back and it was kind of like, okay, we're not walking past each other like strangers. We're not giving each other silent treatment. I did pray in our room that day.
Did you?
I sure did. I went and I was on my knees with my hands on our bed, like I was praying to Jesus, because that was a...
I'll admit,
it was kind of...
I didn't pray. I had a stressful week at work, and that plays a lot in our marriage, and that will be another topic: work and marriage.
Full-time employee, part-time parent, or spouse.
Yeah. It was a rough week.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
I think we'll save that for next. I was going to jump into that, but that's for next week, guys. You're going to wait. It was a good one, too, that I was going to say. But I'll try to remember it next week if I can. But yeah, so you don't want to... If y'all take anything from this today, just remember, mid-argument, force your spouse. Like, hey, you know what? No, we're not doing this. We're going to pray. Let's pray about this before it turns ugly. Or, I mean, stop and think. Be like, hold it. Where's God? Is there grace in this conversation? Is there patience? You got to think before you speak. And he tells me that all the time because I'm so quick to jab back at him.
Real quick.
I'm working on it. I really am. I promise I am. I'm nothing how I used to be. But you have to actually think about it. Even if you need to take a break, like I said, just go sit in the bathroom. In the middle, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Just cut your spouse off. Like, let me go to the bathroom first.
Nicely.
Nicely. Don't be like, shut up. I mean, be like, hey, can we take a break? I really have to go to the bathroom. Even if you just gotta sit there. There's times where I would go sit in the bathroom and just kind of sit on the floor and just, all right, God, where you at? Like, what do I do here? Like, I would literally do that. But you just have to think before you speak. And he tells me that all the time because I'm the worst person. I do not think before I speak. Um, but just think about it. Like, where's God?
So I think
There's no grace in this conversation, because if there's grace, you wouldn't be taking jabs. You wouldn't be using past mistakes or anything like that as a weapon or as ammo, continuous ammo that you just keep bringing up. Once it's in the past, and I say this all the time, once it's in the past, leave it in the past. Because if you keep living in the past, where are you moving? You're not going nowhere.
yeah.
You're stuck in that your circle. That's where you're stuck, and you don't want to be stuck in that circle, because then you're not going to get nowhere, in my opinion. That's just me, though.
So I think you'll notice a difference if you stop mid-argument and pray about it.
Mm-hmm.
Take a few minutes to breathe, separate yourself from each other, and come back. I think praying about it will relieve some of that pressure, that stress, get your mind right,
Yeah.
get your heart right. I think you'll notice a difference. Again, that's something I'm working on. I've noticed a few times when I do it, it does change my perspective on things. So something I need to continue on working with.
One more thing I want to touch on before I move on to a close. Another thing you guys need to remember is when you are fighting with your spouse, and we used to do this, we don't do this now, because we've worked on a lot of stuff since, past mistakes, lesson learned. Don't put your kids in the middle of it. Don't kind of pull them towards you. Don't, because I feel we used to do that. And there's like last week, and I wanted him to take the kids because I needed a break from them, from him. I just needed a moment to just kind of do my thing. And you don't want to hey, I'm mad at your dad, so don't talk to him. Don't do that. That's one thing you don't need to do. Never involve your kids, because it's only hurting them. If they see, they hear it, and then you're feeding into them what your spouse did, why you're mad at your spouse, if they should be mad, it's only going to create a big relationship change with your spouse. And then they're going to see your spouse, or even myself, different. It just depends on what you say or what you tell them. Just don't involve them, because it's not good for them.
Well, it's not worth it.
No.
100%
not worth it.
It's something that should be between
you and your spouse.
You two, you and your spouse. The kids shouldn't be involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna set the tone for some negative thoughts.
And it could possibly ruin their day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. We've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times where the girls have not been involved, but maybe been in the next room and overheard us arguing. And like you said, ruin their day. You could see it on their faces.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something we may have meant to happen, but you get caught up in the moment and maybe not realize who all is around you, and we've seen it affect them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is something to keep in mind. If you're gonna argue, maybe close the door or something. Make sure the kids aren't around.
Yeah.
Again, arguments in marriage are normal. They're not always the best, but
they do happen.
Life happens.
It just depends on how you use your words.
Yeah.
Is it going to be your pride talking, or is it going to be grace talking? You just got to remember that. There anything else you want to add on, or nothing?
Suggestions. Again, I want to hear suggestions. What are some things that maybe help you other couples get through an argument? Do y'all stop and pray in the middle of it? Or is there something else that you could share that maybe we could benefit from?
Mm-hmm.
Is something else, something new that we could try?
Yeah.
Not that I want to argue, but if we do,
he wants to argue.
We got something else we can try.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me on Heart Through Humility. Thank you for being here again. So next week's episode is, what did you say? What was it? Work and marriage?
Would you say?
Sorry, guys, I don't forgot.
Full-time
Employee, part-time spouse. But that's for next week. That's going to be a good one. Yeah. But all right, guys, thanks again so much for joining us. See y'all next week. Please follow, like, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comment. But like my husband said, my gorgeous husband, I love him, y'all. Love this man. Just anything y'all think we could benefit from, or even if something we said today helped you guys or y'all want to try it, let us know how it went.
Yeah.
Like if y'all be like, hold up, let's pray. If that works, then hey, I hope it works. I pray it works. I pray this helps somebody. I don't care, anybody, a couple, even just somebody that wants to just pray. It doesn't have to be with your spouse, with a work employee, with family members. Before you get to that dark side of an argument, stop and even tell them, like, hold up, guys, let's pray before we get ugly, because you don't want that. But yeah, like I said, thanks for joining us here on Heart, Think, and Melody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah.